Hello students, good morning and welcome into the new session of WordPress for unit number 3 that we have started. Into the previous lecture, we have gone through the few topics into the unit number 3 for the phase number 1, that is called as theme. We have justified the definition of theme, and then we have learned that how to install and activate the theme into the WordPress. Now we go for the third one, which is the last part of phase number 1 in unit number 3, that is introduction of common WordPress theme and template files. What we are going to learn in this particular section? In this section we are going to learn that whatever the WordPress theme that we have installed, we are going to see the anatomy of that particular theme by browsing each and every files and the folders. What is written inside that files? Should we make a change in that particular files? How it executes onto the screen? What are the importance of each and every files? Etc. etc. We are going to learn in this selected topic. So, into the WordPress, in a section called Appearance and Theme, we can see that these are the inbuilt 3 themes which is given by the WordPress as a by default, and with reference to the previous lecture, we have installed this particular theme inside the WordPress, which is called e-commerce purpose. Right now my first theme is activated and rest of the other themes are into the stable state. They are ready to get activated, which we can see onto the screen. So first we will analyze our inbuilt theme and then we go for the analysis of installed new theme. So we will get clear cut to differences between the default WordPress theme and installed WordPress theme. Now just look at to the name of theme which is activated right now over the screen. The name of that particular theme is 2016. So just note down this name onto the book. Now in C drive, XAMPP, htdocs, WordPress, go for wp-content. In wp-content, many folders are there. Select the folder called theme, because right now we are working with the theme and their concepts. So into the theme you will find out the default 3 WordPress theme as well as the theme which we have installed. There are 4 separate folders are there onto the screen with one index.php file. The purpose of this index.php file is to show this output on the screen onto the screen. Now, as I told you that the theme that we are using, that is 2016, whose output looks like this. Just go into the 2016 folder. This is the folder for 2016. Open that particular folder. You will see many subfolders with the files. So first we are going to browse about the file that is called as index.php. Why? Apart from all these files, I have selected only index.php file because whenever you execute the theme onto the screen, which is activated by the WordPress, by default, whatever the page it throws onto the screen, the first page which throws onto the screen is always index.php file. So this file is index.php file. Just to justify whatever I says, I am writing this line of code: localhost WordPress and then index.php. It automatically redirects to this particular page which you can see over here. So by default it runs index.php file as a first file, home page file onto the screen. Even you can see that this index file is given as an extension called PHP. So yes, it's obviously it's an PHP file. In WordPress, actually it is a tool where as a language PHP can be embedded with HTML as a main source program, JavaScript as a sub-source program, and PHP as an embedded language. We know that PHP is not a full programming language. A word is collaborated with the PHP, that is called as PHP is an embedded language. What is the meaning of embedded language? Embedded language means whenever the language is used as a part of entire program, that part is embedded with the main programming language, and as a part we are using into the PHP, into the WordPress. So that's why PHP is an embedded language. Now, main programming language which is used in this entire subject is first HTML, second JavaScript, third CSS, fourth might be XML, fifth that is PHP. So for learning, designing, implementing websites into the WordPress, these 5 fingers you need to raise for writing the programs into the WordPress. So now it's time to open this first file, which is called as index.php for 2016 theme, which we have activated into the WordPress in a section called appearance and theme. So just click that particular file, go into the open with and select the software called Macromedia Dreamweaver 8 or whatever the version you are using. Now once this file is opened, it's a standard file written by the professional developers. After some days, we are also going to write our own theme. Suppose we don't want to use any paid or free theme, you wish to design your own theme, then it is also possible into the WordPress. In next lectures, in next unit, even we are going to learn about that, how to design a theme. Obviously, it requires lots of professional knowledge as well as practice for designing a theme, but for the learning purpose, for just viewing the first impression of designing the WordPress theme, we will design a simple theme later on. But right now we are just doing the anatomy of theme which is already designed by the professional team and we can use for our learning and development purpose. So just open an index.php file. In index.php file, first obviously it is started with a PHP tag, and then there is a few line of code is written which is a commented line. This commented line gives an idea about the theme that we are using, even from which link this particular template gets downloaded will be displayed over here. Name of that particular theme will be displayed over here, and even it shows the version of that particular theme which we are using over here. Now into the next line there is a logical code written, so that means this opening PHP gets completed over here. In between that, a logical line apart from a comment section is written like this, that is called as get underscore header. This get underscore header is actually a function which is used to call header in this index.php file. In my previous lectures, I have also justified that what is the meaning of header. Again, I am repeating the same thing by just showing our working website which is designed by me in core PHP. This is the site that we have right now for our college. In this website, this first portion, that means the portion which you can see in this blue background, this entire portion, name of the college, logo of the college, few links that I have given over here like home, MVM at glance, course, MVM Parivar, gallery, student corner, feedback, contact us, social media links. In this, that means this entire portion is called as header. I have designed this particular portion as a header. Header means whenever you go for the other pages, right now I am home and going into the management.php page, or we can say the courses.php page, my header remains same. So it's a navigation for going anywhere into the entire website, which might be similar, same for every pages. For example, suppose I am going into the student corner and then I am selecting syllabus. The entire content gets changed, but my header remains the same. So in WordPress, the theme that we are using contains this as a header. Very simple header we don't have much graphics, colors, animations, text, nothing is there onto the prescribed theme. We are just using a simple layout for learning purpose, but this is our header which should remain same in all the pages. Suppose we are creating, say for example, let's check for the post and then we'll check for the page. If you remember, then in our WordPress, in last lecture we have created a few posts, that is test and test 1, which is displayed over here. Now what I am doing, I am just clicking on that particular post the post will be open over here, but if you observe over here, that header remains same for another page also. Let's go back, and suppose I am selecting another post. The content gets changed, but the header remains as it is. So this could be possible by get underscore header into the WordPress. So this get underscore header will display a common header for all the files. Now, obviously, one question comes in our mind that this is an header, this is a function. This function will call obviously the header that we have, but how it could find that particular file? So just look at into the folder of theme that we have activated. There is another file which is called as header.php. So this header.php file is called inside the index.php file by this particular function which is called as get underscore header. So just click on this particular header.php file and open it into the Macromedia Dreamweaver. You will see many line of code over here. In this many line of code, obviously there is a starting of PHP with some commented section which is similar like this. I am not going to repeat the same thing for this one. Then there is a HTML integration over here with PHP. Students, this particular line will justify my word, that is PHP is an embedded language. Means I have started with HTML and I am adding the portion of PHP in this HTML which justifies the word called PHP is an embedded language. So I am so there is a some write up over there, HTML, then PHP language underscore attributes into the bracket. There is a completion of PHP tag with class in single inverted comma no dash JS. Now what it does, in HTML section, this small line of PHP code will get executed which calls for the function called language underscore attributes. What is the purpose of language underscore attributes? The purpose of language underscore attribute is to look after the language which has been set as a language for executing the WordPress at the time of installation. I just want to remind one feature of WordPress. That feature is WordPress is a multilingual web development programming language tool which can be used by the developers. That means WordPress supports many languages, and if you remember, then at the time of installation many languages are displayed onto the screen. From that we have chosen in English as in our language. So that language is automatically get selected by this particular header.php for processing the furthers. Then after, there is another line of code written which is static. We know that HTML is a static programming language while PHP makes dynamic. So this class equals to Node.js actually calls one class which is called as Node-js. So what does it means? Node.js means it will call from this CSS. Class and number of classes are always stored inside the CSS file. Many CSS files are given over here. In this bunch of CSS file, there might be an existence of Node.js. It is actually a one type of setting for displaying this particular HTML. I request all the students not to get confused, because this line of code were designed and implemented by the professional developers. So during the learning process of WordPress in this semester, don't get hectic. You have to just sit back, relax and watch and try to find out where actually this particular settings resides. So let's move on to the another line of code. There is a head. Into the head, few line of codes are written that I have selected. It's a meta character set and one link is given. This is for making my web page mobile friendly. Making a website is very simple, but it should be proper in all the types of devices like mobile, tablet, into the portrait as well as into the landscape mode. So this could be set by these three line of code, where into the meta character set where into the meta character set a line of code is given less than question mark PHP blog info into the brackets single inverted comma character set. That means it will display a standard character set onto the screen. That character set might contains number of alphabets as well as numbers. That is called as standard character set. Now in next line of code, next one is less than question mark PHP if it's our decision making statement into the bracket is singular or and pings underscore open get queried object, there is a colon link rel ping back hyperlink equals to blog info ping back URL. What it does, it is completed by end if. What it does, these three line of code is going to check that in this particular theme how many number of posts are available. As you can see, there are 2 posts are available, so both of these 2 posts must be declared onto the screen, can be decided using these 3 line of code. Now the next line of code is PHP WP underscore head. This will call for the header. Means suppose we have set any title, then that title will be displayed using this particular line of code. That title you will find into the customization of website. In customization of your site, into the site identity, there is a site title which will be called by this WP underscore head, and there is a completion of head tag. Now this will display simply the header onto the screen. As I told you that generally a website is made up of few sections like header, body, sidebar and footer. So yet we are just discussing about only the header, and using this particular line of code it will only display header related information onto the screen. Now once the header gets displayed properly onto the screen, it's time to go for displaying the body section. In this theme, it contains the description of the post as a body section, so that would be displayed using this particular section. That means starting from this line to this particular line, it works with the body section. Let's see what it has. In body, one class I am going to call, that is body underscore class. Then into the division ID called page, a class is given as a title. This ID and this class will be called from CSS section of the website. Another division I am giving, that is site inner, a class equals to skip link, reader text equals to hyperlink hash content, skip to content 2016. That means whenever we click any of the post, it will redirect to that particular description of the post. Whenever you press back, it shows the main page, that is called as index.php. From there you can go for another post description also, which works with this particular option. Now then it's time to display a logo onto the screen, that can be displayed using this particular function 2016 the custom logo. That means it is related with the logo that we have given for the particular site. Then there are many options are given for displaying the name of the post, URL of the post, description of the post. So this line of code works for displaying number of posts onto the screen with description, and this as an URL. Means whenever we click onto the particular post, it will open that particular post with the detailed description. So that can be displayed using this particular option. Means this selected portion only displays the name, that means this name. name number 1, name number 2. Now whenever we click on that particular option, it displays the description. Description means whenever I click on the particular post, it shows the entire description that can be done using this particular option. Then it's a time for displaying the navigation menus. For displaying the various navigation menus, in this particular theme, navigation menu that I have is given like this. This navigation menu can be displayed using #NAB_menu. If you remember, then whenever we have created that particular menu, that menu is given as a primary menu. So this primary menu will be displayed over here, which contains one subsection, that is a sample page, which can be displayed over here. This line of code will display site header menu. That means this will display this sidebar onto the screen. These primary menus might be a social or non-social links. On my selected WordPress theme, yet I have not enabled the social links onto the screen. So there is no icons of social media links like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc., etc. But suppose I enabled it, then it will be displayed with this particular line of code. Then this is for displaying the header image. If you remember, then into the customization of site, here we have set the header image, which is a logo that can be displayed using this particular function called getHeaderImage. Now, after this line of code, it's time to set for each and every page size and width, which fits for the devices that we are using. So that can be done using this particular line of code. Means it's a one type of filters which is applied onto the selected theme as a size for the width for a specific device. Say for example, this device width is for mobile on landscape mode. This is the setting of mobile device on portrait mode. This is the device width for tablet on landscape as well as portrait mode, and according to that it will display the entire theme into the devices using this line of code. So this is just a description of header.php which works for this particular post. Students, this is little bit boring. Even we have not written a single line of code, still we need to learn and understand each and every line. So it might possible that it is a confusing too. But don't worry, we are going to implement our own theme also, where there is a very small line of code which can be used for implementing our personalized theme. I have just shared these two files, that is index and header.php, with all of you, just to get into the discussion of topic, that is introduction of common WordPress theme template files. In our next lecture, we'll go for some other files also, but we'll cut short the detailed discussion of all these things in our next lecture. Thank you very much for listening and have a nice day.